Namaste, Jai Kali, Jai Mahadev, Jai Bharat. I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. Remember, if you're fit and fine, you can take better care of your loved ones. So, today I'm going to talk about habits that damage your brain. So, I know, the topic and the headline must be a little scary, but this video I'm making on the basis of the years of research and studying how the brain works and how it functions and how the body supports our brain and how everything is interlinked and how things affect our mind, our brain. So this video is all about that. And if you are doing any of these habits, I would suggest that try and avoid and move more towards brightness and positivity, and practice something that is healthy for your body, mind and soul, so that you can live longer and live happily. So now coming back to the topic, habits that damage your brain. First thing is staying in the dark too much. A lot of these researchers conducted in the University of Virginia have come up with a conclusion that those people who tend to stay in dark for longer period of time, or those people who prefer staying in less light compared to the others, these individuals have a lot of these underlying past emotional trauma, and that results them into staying into dark for certain reasons, and staying in the dark further impairs their cognitive behavior and activities. So staying in dark too much is not good. Till night you are there, but prefer being out, in light, and prefer being in light, and that helps. And also sunlight, of course, is an essential thing for our body, and it does support and supply a lot of these nutrients, which is very important and essential for our mind and our mental growth. So overall, if you see, staying in dark is because of certain reasons, but one should avoid and just be there when you have to sleep or when it's evening. Otherwise, prefer staying in light. The next point is consuming too much of negative news. These days, we are just hooked onto social media. The moment we wake up, we grab our phone, and then we start seeing what is there on the social media. Now too much of negative news, or maybe too much of negative news that includes negative things happening around the world, violence or conspiracy theories, all of this really messes up the brain. You need to consume positive things also. By just consuming negative, and negative, your mind is going to get messed up at one point, and your brain is going to messed up. So in order to avoid all of that, stop consuming negative news. Do consume positive news. And yes, if you see something, yes, let me give you all an example. I don't wake up early in the morning and just dig into the news. I see the news later in the day. So I always start my day with all happy things that I feel. With my partner, the things that I feel happy about in my life, I think that, I recall that, and I feel good about that. So I start my day with that. I just don't immediately get into anything negative that is happening around. Yes, negative, positive is happening around, but you need to start your day on a good note. Later on, you can go out there and check what is happening, what is not happening, but don't keep on feeding yourself with all these negative news on social media, conspiracy theories. These things really mess you up. I have seen a lot of people who are messed up because of these things. You put in positive, you live positive, and you'll experience more positive. But if you put in junk, it is just going to make this also into a junk. So it is as simple as that. So avoid too much of negative news. The next point is blasting headphones. Hearing headphones on the highest volume also affects your brain, and it is scientifically proven. So that is the reason these days in all of these modern phones like iPhones and all, they have got these limitations set, so only you can take the control and go ahead. But staying at a certain decibel definitely helps you, helps your ear, and also influences your mental health as well. So see, all of these sounds and at a higher frequency and at a higher decibel, definitely it is all sounds are vibration, right? And vibration does influence and affect us as a whole. So and that too, if you're going not from here but right inside, something that is loud, it's banging inside of your eardrums, I mean, like, that is definitely going to have a direct impact on your brain. I mean, for example, if you see you are in a very loud music, is happening around you, I mean, I feel uncomfortable just by being surrounded by loud music around me. So imagine how would I feel if I've got blasting earphones right inside my ear canal. I wouldn't feel good. And it doesn't have good effects on the brain. So one needs to avoid that. And I mean, see, overall, we are talking about mental health and the fitness of our brain and things that could potentially damage our brain. So we need to avoid that. Hear music, I mean, like, it's fine to hear music, but I mean, in the limitations, definitely it is good. Excessive, it hurts you. Anything in excess hurts you. So the same thing is with sound, the same thing is with music. Too much, it's not good. The next point is self-isolation. See, I mean, like, as an empath, I personally isolate myself at times when I want to recharge, and when I want to collect myself and rise up stronger. I do that. I disconnect myself and then go into hibernation, then work on myself, feel good, revive, and then come back again. So, I mean, this is the way how I, function. So some of the people actually go into self-isolation. They just isolate themselves. Isolation, and that could be any, I mean, that could be because of anything. I mean, a childhood trauma and emotional abuse or trauma caused in the youth, or the person is suffering from anxiety, depression, and as a result of which, that person is just going, the person is hesitating and, going, back, into the hiding, or you can say self-isolation. And self-isolation is over self-isolation is not good. Definitely you need that atmosphere, that healthy atmosphere and environment around you where you can bloom. So isolating yourself from everything, going into that isolation, is not helpful. I mean, see, everyone's mind is different, everyone functions in a different way, but all what I want to put across is that isolate, revive yourself, work on yourself, keep yourself nourished with entertainment, knowledge, everything. But don't go into complete isolation. I mean, like, it doesn't do good to the brain. The brain needs stimulation, and only if there is stimulation, the brain is healthy. If there is no stimulation, I mean, we might just turn up like a cabbage, and that might further lead to, problems like dementia and Alzheimer's, and it is proven. I mean, all of this, the points that I'm talking about, there are researches and on which I have based these points, and all of these points contribute to, further cause of quite potential cause of dementia and Alzheimer's. I mean, these mental issues, these diseases. So and psychosis also in some cases. So self-isolation is not good. I mean, like, you need to keep yourself entertained, nourished, and exposed. I mean, wherever you are. Like, for example, I'll tell you, There was a phase that I went through a very bad relationship in life, and I went through a very bad phase, in life, and because of that, I had self-isolated. Now, the self-isolation I was into, I was entertaining myself. I was open to entertainment. I was open to music. I was open to study. I was open to research. I was open to everything else, but apart from just randomly making friends and meeting people. I don't know, I was not in a good phase that time. So I was exposed. I was having that stimulus that kept me moving, but yes, the physical interactions were less. And in that period, I definitely healed myself. I worked on myself, and yeah, I then came out. So these kind of isolations are healthy, but absolute self isolation without anything, it doesn't work out. The next is too much of screen time. These days, we all have gadgets. And if you see, the moment we open our eyes, we are like, grabbing gadget. Where is the gadget? Let me see. Gadget is here. Then we, press the button and see, okay, what is happening here? Everywhere we are surrounded by gadgets. So one needs to understand that there is life beyond gadgets also. So there should be assigned time for the gadgets. But first, when you start your day, have a good breathing session, do some walking, do some workout, listen to good music, meditate, focus on yourself, listen to yourself. That should be an ideal start for a person, rather than just running into in consuming all those negative news and all of these things that keeps us engaged and wasted. We'll end up wasting our time, emotion and mind into things which doesn't help us, or which doesn't give us any good return. So too much of screen time is not good. Everything in moderation is good for you. The next one is consuming too much of sugar. You all can look up for this in Google, and then you'll get to know what consuming too much of sugar causes. So consuming too much of sugar is also not healthy for your brain. And in later life, it does create a lot of problem. Like diabetes is one of the problem, obesity, and various neurological and psychological issues also are caused because of overconsumption of sugar. So one should avoid sugar. If you want, you can have some better alternates like jaggery or brown sugar, but white sugar should be avoided. Or overall, prefer to, one should prefer fruits if you have such cravings. Opt for something which is healthy, but please, please, please avoid sugar. It's very harmful. The next point is skipping meals or excessive fasting. See, our brain is made up of fat. We need a lot of things in our body. Our body needs a lot of micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, a lot of amino acids. Everything is needed for our body and for our brain. And if we get into skipping meals and get into excessive fasting, that really ruins up. That is so strong. That is so strong enough that it actually creates a disbalance of chemicals in our brain, and that further damages a lot of things on the long run. So skipping meals is not good, and excessive fasting is not good as well. Once in a while a person can fast, just to detoxify and cleanse, but it shouldn't be a daily business or a daily habit or a frequent habit. That really ruins a person's health. And also, apart from that, skipping meals are not good. So one should have a good breakfast, and maybe then later on you can do whatever modifications. And of course, before sleep, you should avoid eating a lot before sleep, or maybe you should have an early dinner by 6 or 7 and then sleep by 10 or 11 or 12, whatever your time is. So at least and also include a lot of movement. Sedentary lifestyle also messes you up and messes up the brain. So skipping meals, excessive fasting is no. It creates a lot of disbalance of chemicals in the brain that further leads to a lot of deterioration of your psychiatric health and psychological health, and of course mental health. So avoid that. And I mean, the next point that I already mentioned a while back is the sedentary lifestyle. Sedentary lifestyle means you are stationary, you're sedentary. There is less blood circulation, there is less movement. So, sedentary lifestyle could also be one of the reasons for depression and anxiety and stress. So, if you're constantly moving, or if you're constantly engaged into something, or you have good amount of movement in your day, and then if you have some phase of sedentary, that is fine. But throughout sedentary lifestyle, I don't think that really works out, and it is not healthy. I have gone through it. I have had a lifestyle where I was not sedentary. I had a lifestyle because of COVID where I went absolutely sedentary, and now I have again gone back to my non-sedentary lifestyle. So I have gone through all these phases, and I can absolutely, testify and assure you that non-sedentary is good in a lot of ways, and sedentary is horrible. Sedentary is horrible, and it really messes you up. I don't know whether it messes up here, but I think it really messes you up here. So I mean, like, keep moving. If you're tired, then you can relax, but otherwise don't have a throughout the day sedentary lifestyle, and keep moving. And I think that is the reason I think I would want to suggest all of my viewers that get a smartwatch that tracks your footsteps at least, so that you can set your targets like 10,000 steps, and then you can just keep on moving here and there, make and do those small circles in the room, go to the bathroom, go to the balcony, keep doing up and down, so that you achieve your 10,000 step goal. And it is very healthy, it is going to help you. So keep moving. When you are tired, of course you need sleep, you need to rejuvenate, but don't go sedentary, keep moving. And the last point, the last and the most important point, is poor sleeping habits. If you are unable to have a good sleep for minimum of 5 to 8 hours, you need to look for therapy, or you need to look for medical intervention and assistance. Good sleep is very essential, because that is the time when a lot of things are released in our brain that helps us to rejuvenate. It replenishes all the things that we lost working throughout the day. So if you don't sleep, how would your body repair itself? So a good sleep is very essential. After a good sleep, a person is really rejuvenated. And if you're not having good sleep, you won't be rejuvenated. And if you're not rejuvenated, you would be surrounded by, cloudness in your mind, cloudy thoughts. You might be surrounded by depression, anxiety, stress, and a lot of things which shouldn't be there. It starts circling around you when you don't have good sleep. So good sleeping habit is very essential for a healthy brain. So now let me repeat it once again. All of the habits that can potentially damage your brain is: number one, staying in dark too much. Don't stay in dark for too much. Number two is consuming too much of negative news. So consume positive content, avoid negative content. Number three is blasting earphones. Listen to music, but in moderation. Blasting things won't help. Instead, it ruins, your brain. Number four is self-isolation. So don't go into self-isolation and cut yourself out of any things that stimulates your mind. So keep your mind engaged. Don't just isolate and just go into that abyss of darkness and loneliness that really hurts your mental health and your brain. Fifth point is too much of screen time. So avoid screen time, longer screen times throughout the day. Keep it in moderation. The sixth point is consuming too much of sugar. Seventh is skipping meals or excessive fasting. So don't overdo things. Fasting here and there, sometimes it's good, but your body needs nutrients, vitamins and minerals. So eat healthy. Don't overeat or don't fast, but eat healthy, and give ample amount of time between your meals. Number 8 is sedentary lifestyle. Don't just sit. Keep moving. I mean, in the room, in the courtyard, in the balcony, wherever you have place, keep moving. And get a smartwatch to keep you motivated so that you keep achieving your 10,000 steps target. See, I was a very lazy person, but now I do that every day. And also, I mean, like, I recently had my diabetes, in my system. I realized, I got to know. So, I mean, like, it's all the more, I mean, I wouldn't say, I mean, I am inspired to do the 10,000 steps, but yes, diabetes is something that, makes me a little scared. I'm a little scared, and because of that also I push myself to do that. So don't reach to that point. Keep yourself healthy and have a healthy lifestyle. So no sedentary lifestyle. And number 9 is poor sleeping habits. Please sleep well. If you don't sleep well, if you don't sleep on time, or if you don't have sufficient amount of sleep, things will go haywire. You can't do anything, about it. Once this is fit and fine, this will be fit and fine. So please do like, share, subscribe this video. And in case if you think any of these points are there in your life, so think about it. If you are doing any of these things, I mean, it might hurt your brain health, so please avoid that. And if you know someone who has any of these habits, then please do share the video with that person. And yes, please do like, share, subscribe. And if you need any help, please reach out to me at sarakhankalidasi@gmail.com. I would be much happy to help you. I might be a little delayed in getting back to you, but I'll try and answer all the mails. So till then, please take care of yourself. Have a great day ahead. And remember one thing, health is the biggest wealth. So take care of your health. Bye.